Okay, we can start. Okay, this is the Hello World program. We're going to, I don't know, interview with people from all around the world. Me and my English teacher, Ali here. We have been trying for a long time to produce English video podcasts with people from all around the world, like Brazil, Colombia, uh, some countries from Europe, USA, and that's it. And let me introduce myself. I'm Reza, and I'm a English learner. And I have a great support here, Ali, my English teacher. Ali, now is your turn.
Well, hello everyone. This is actually Hello English World, and today we are joined by look who is here, Kenneth. Hello, buddy. What's that?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing
Okay.
very good. Yeah.
Nice to see you, bro. What's up?
I'm doing very good.
Great,
Thank you.
great. Can you hear us well? And please confirm if you can see us well.
Yes, I can hear you very well, and I can see Reza very clearly, but yours a bit blurred.
Oh shit, maybe that's because of the internet connection, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it gets better. I guess it gets better as we just go on. Great. Look who's here. My name's Ali. I'm an English teacher, and I've been trying so hard, you know, to make video podcasts, interviewing people from all around the world, including places like Brazil, I don't know, Russia, US, UK. We had friends from Turkey. Some people joined us from Colombia and all those kind of stuff. And we were getting to know people. You know, we were talking about the cultural things, the food, whatever you name it. If you're interested, we can get into politics, religion, or these kind of stuff, depending on how it goes. And Reza here is my kind of friend. You know, he's been really helpful. He's learning English, and I'm just trying to help him improve his English. So, is that your? Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Kenneth?
No, it's Kenneth. The
Kenneth.
TH is silent. Kenneth.
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 Yeah.
Great.
Kenneth.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay.
West
Oh, great.
Africa.
Yeah, Nigeria. You know, what's the language in Nigeria? I've been always wondering. Do
That's
you
a
guys
good
speak English
question.
as your first language?
Well, English is the official language, but it's not the first language. When we go to school, what we learn in school is English, like the language used in teaching the students in school. But there are other languages. I think Nigeria has about over 510 languages in Nigeria. So
Oh.
different local and languages speak. But there are three major languages. That's the most common languages, which are three dialects.
Okay.
That's the Igbo, Hausa. Hausa is the language the Muslims speak. And then Yoruba. Yes, aside the
Oh,
English.
great.
Yeah. But not
Interesting.
everyone but not everyone understands this language. So these are languages let's say, for instance, USA has many states. 5 states speaks a particular language. Another 5 states speaks another language. So that's how it is in Nigeria.
Okay. So I guess the majority of people are able to speak and understand English pretty well. Am I right?
Very good, yes.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. And we're gonna get to the part that, you know, because I guess there aren't many countries around the world who can actually, you know, have such a great educational system that English is not the first language, but people around, you know, because you said that it's not like one of the first languages. It's something
Yeah.
that they teach you at the school, and they did a great job because I can tell, man. We've been talking with friends from all around the world, and you know they were complaining about the educational system. You know that
Okay.
they don't teach children, you
Yes.
know, at the very young age how to speak English. Kenneth, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Like, what do you do?
Okay. Like you already know my name, Kenneth. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from the Igbo tribe. Yes, and basically, I grew up in Nigeria. And at age 13, I left Nigeria with the whole family. We relocated to Ghana.
Where?
Ghana is another country. Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
It's another country in West Africa. So we all relocated there. So that's where I did my higher institution and a professional course and stuff. Before I then came back finally in 2015 to seek for a job. And I've been working since 2016. I work with an insurance company anyways.
Mm-hmm. You work at an insurance company.
Yeah.
Interesting. So,
Yes, in fact, this is the first time which we have a guest from Africa continent. Tell me about your beautiful continent.
Kenneth?
Do you have my voice?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, great. The connection was interrupted. Do you have my voice now?
I can hear your voice.
Great.
Sorry for that interruption.
Yeah, I said this is the first time which we have a guest from Africa continent. Tell me about your beautiful land.
Okay. I'm privileged to be here, to be the first African on this. Should I call it a talk show in a way?
People are gonna love it.
Nigeria is it's a unique country. Yeah, Nigeria is a country. I think it's unique in its own way. I believe every country is unique in their various ways, but then Nigeria also has its own bad side. That's a cons. It's a country rich in oil and also farm products, and livestock, especially cattle. But our major export is petroleum. That's what gives the country more of its money, and that's what makes Nigeria has a bit higher per capita income compared to other African countries. Yes. Well, like every country, Nigeria has some bad side. When it comes to the political system, things aren't working smoothly as supposed to be compared to some other countries. But most Nigerians, especially many of them anyways, are trying for themselves. When it comes to Nigeria, it's very populated. And because of this, many people get into business and they strive so well to make it for themselves. And we are doing pretty well in this aspect.
Okay. We're gonna get into, we're gonna get into economy and all those kind of stuff. But in terms of nature, like, one thing that I've always heard about Africa is that, it's so burning. It's like freaking hot out there, is it? Like, do you have places that you can, like, for example, the country I come from has 4 seasons. You know what I mean? But I've been told that Africa is mostly covered by the deserts, and like massive deserts, the hottest places in the world. Tell me, like, in terms of the nature, like, how would you describe your not your continent? I mean, if you don't know the whole Africa, but as much as you know about the Africa or even your country, wherever you're familiar with.
Okay, in terms of the weather, is that what you mean?
I'm talking about the geographical, points in Africa. Like, how's the country like? Like, is it
okay. Okay, Nigeria doesn't have any what should I say? It's mostly leveled landscape. There's no high grounds in Nigeria, The only places where you can find the high grounds are mostly in the northern part of Nigeria, where it gets a bit cold. Other places, it's mostly hot or warm or rainy. And then we have the Harmattan season, a period whereby there is no rain, there's no sunshine. It's mostly the mist. The mist just overshadow the whole landscape.
Okay.
How about tourist attractions? Can you say some tourist attractions in your country?
Yes, we do have lots of tourist attraction places in Nigeria. We have the place close to the sea, where the fishermen are. It's not really it's not really popular, or should I say well-to-do. It's mostly full of people who aren't rich enough, poor people, Yeah, they try to make ends meet for themselves.
Kenneth, I can hear you. Your connection is interrupted.
Yeah, sorry, it's back on. So when people say Africa, they presume it's like people living in huts, in mud houses, using calabash, the local made bowl to eat and stuff like this. But then, so when you go to this area, you get to see the typical African ancient African lifestyle, you know.
Oh,
So that's why most tourists do go to these places to see things. And we do have some waterfalls, you know, where you can get to see the water falling from the rocks, the animal reserves, the zoo. You know, there are some species that are habitats in Africa compared to other countries. So people do come here,
I really want to talk about
to
those.
see these animals.
They're like, you know, I've never been to Africa, but I had a friend who's been there, and you know, she told me that safari is like a huge thing in Africa. Like,
Yes.
you know, she told me something that I want you to confirm. Is it dangerous to go safari, Kenneth?
Oh my gosh. The internet connection sucks. Yes.
I don't know why this is happening.
Did you get my last question?
I didn't get the last question. You were talking about a friend of you who says safari is like in Africa.
Yeah, who's been to Africa, and you know, she went safari, and she told me that like, she went on safari, and she was so scared, and she kind of felt like it's not safe. You know, I'm sure that there are guards everywhere. You know, it's really not that dangerous to shit. But the connection is so poor, I guess. Your face keeps freezing.
But I can see him.
Okay, so I want you to tell me more about the safari thing, and you know, the whole species. Like, if I go safari in your country, in Africa, what would I expect?
Okay. Okay. For one thing, the safari thing, it's something people do enjoy in Africa, but not all African countries have things like this, you know. When people go for safaris, it's mostly South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Ethiopia, and all these countries where you can get to see different wildlife, especially countries where the government, you know, put in more effort and put in more resources to preserve this wildlife, you know, and make the tourist attraction site.
Okay, you were telling me about the safari in your continent.
Yes, I was. So what I was saying was that the safari thing, it's not in all countries in Africa that you get to experience it, you know. It's only in countries where wildlife are being preserved and where the government focus and pushing more resources into preserving these wildlife, you know. Countries like South Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, and the likes. But for my country in Nigeria, you know, and the few countries I've been to, wildlife safaris isn't really a thing there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the government focuses its resources more, and also because of corruption. Nigeria, for example, government focuses all their energy into petroleum because that's where they get in more money and where they get more money to take for themselves. So they don't really focus on wildlife stuff, you know. So we don't have this safari experience in Nigeria. It's not really a big thing. So people who come to Nigeria mostly come to Nigeria, you know, to experience the life, the city, the economy, you know, and some do come here to work and to see how things are in Nigeria because Nigeria is very populated. Lagos alone is a state which is in the capital, has over 20 million people living in Lagos.
In one city?
Over 20 million.
Over 20 million. Wow, that's a lot of people living in the city.
Exactly. And most people from the
What is the name of the capital?
Areas.
Sorry, what is the name of capital? Oh, yes.
Abuja. Yeah, the name of the capital. So people from the rural areas come to the urban areas in search of greener pastures and job and better life. So you find out people from the villages are coming to Lagos, the city, where things are happening, where the business is booming. Just get a job and get a good business that will give them much money to take it back to their families in the villages, you know. So because of this, lots of populations.
Sounds very similar. Sorry to interrupt you, but this sounds really similar to the conversation we had with the lady from Venezuela. You know, Venezuela really, the inflation rate is crazy. Like, people can't live there, and you know, families are just getting out of the city, out of the country, and you know, they provide their family and their loved ones from outside. You know, they send money like you know, to their families. Okay, we're gonna get into the economy because you know, I don't want to miss out like the food is my favorite topic, and I always talk about it. So okay, what is Nigeria famous for in terms of like when imagine I come to your country and you have three choices to offer me food. Like surprise me with your best offers.
That will be pretty difficult. So many.
So I'm a picky person. I've tried so many different food.
Well, I think if you come to Nigeria, I may give you some suggestions, which I think will be like wow to you. But then when you try other foods, be like, I don't like this guy's suggestion. Because there are so many options to choose from. Like I said earlier, different ethnic groups and different delicacy. For my tribe, I have my own delicacy for my tribe. But then when I taste a different tribe's food, I'm like, wow, I don't like my own food. I like this food. So it's really difficult to pick. But I would say you should go for, should I say bitter leaf soup?
Well, say the name because people are, definitely interested in knowing the names. But give me a little, a quick description of like what would you see in that food? Okay. What are the main ingredients?
All right. So when I say the name of the food is called bitter, then leaf soup. That's bitter leaf soup. Well, in this soup, there are so many things from assorted meat to fish, dry fish, fresh fish, crayfish, palm oil, and then the leaf to be precise. The soup is all about the leaf. The leaf is bitter leaf. It's bitter, but we have to wash it severally to take off a bit of the bitterness before we use it for the soup. So it has a lot of medicinal value and health benefits for the body. Aside that, you have the onion, some seasoning, and some local seasoning as well, which stinks at the side of it. Come again?
I mean, if you want to put it into like not a translation, but in like it's kind of a fish soup. There are so many fish in there. Am I right?
Meat. There's also meat, not just fish.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, there are so many meat in there. There's so much meat
and fish. Yeah,
okay.
Meat and fish.
What was the name again? Bitter leaf soup.
Yes, exactly.
Bitter leaf soup. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try it.
What kind of meat? What kind of meat produced in your country? I mean, beef, ox.
Okay, I've been expecting this question. Well, we have the beef from cow. We have goat meat, that's the mutton. We have pork from pigs. We have chicken, turkey. Some people eat dog.
Oh.
Some eat cat. But this is not for everybody. And then we have snake.
Snake? Jesus!
Oh, yes.
Some people eat it as well. And then there's the rabbits. We eat rabbits.
Yeah.
And then squirrel. We eat this too. Some people also eat antelope. That's in places where you can find this. Hunters, they bring home.
Have you tried it?
No, I've never tried it. I think I've tried just cow, goats, pork, chicken, fish, and then I tried dog one time, but I wasn't aware it was dog meat.
How did it taste?
At first, I was like eating this food with a friend, but the meat was so red. I was like, "What meat is this?" Then he said it's just cow meat, with some color to make it red. When I tasted it, I was like, "This is not cow meat," I knew this was something different, so I insisted to know what it was, and then he told me it was dog meat. I was like, "Wow, dog meat!" And then I dropped the meat. I'm not used to it. It tasted differently, from what I'm used to. Yeah, and then I tried snake. The one time I tried snake, I liked it. But it tasted like dried fish.
But, yeah, let me ask you something. Like you said that you tried a snake, right?
Yes, one time.
How do you people like? Do you grow snakes, or is it something like people hunt? Because the snakes are not common. Like, I mean.
Well, they are common in Africa. In my country.
Ali also, I think
if they see a snake, this is something that, when you see. I mean, do you have a snake farm?
No, we don't have a snake farm, but in the bushes there are snakes. In my hometown, for instance, there's this snake python. It's very common in my hometown, and we don't kill this when we see it because the people worship this snake as their god. So in my hometown, you're not allowed to kill that kind of snake python when you see it. All you just need to do is just to pick a stick, take it out, and put it in the forest or in the bush for it to go. We don't kill it in my hometown. But other people do kill the snake because it has lots of flesh, meat in it, and it's heavy. So when you get a big python, it's like, wow, that's a big pot of snake meat for them. But not all snake are edible anyways, just some particular kind, especially python.
Yes, you said your tribe. Are there a lot of tribe living there?
Yes.
Oh, tell me about tribes. How many tribes living there?
Like I said earlier, there are over 510 languages, if not 520 something languages. There are various tribes in Nigeria. Maybe later you should Google it. I don't have everything off heart, but I know for the three major ethnics, which is Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. Igbo are people from my place and other few states as well. Okay. We speak the Igbo dialect, and then we have the Yorubas. The Brazilians, they have this kind of tradition, spiritual tradition, where they worship the god Oshun god, the god of the sun.
Yeah. I've heard it.
Yes, this is native to Yoruba in Nigeria.
Oh, so exactly. Do you think there's a connection between those, because Brazil is like far away from that the place you just said?
Well, I think maybe during the slave trade era or maybe during the slave trade era, maybe some people migrated or were shipped in those times to Cal, and from there it spread. But I can't really say what the connection is, but I think people migrated, especially during this trade era.
It sounds so interesting. Let me tell you something. Tell me about those special, I don't know, custom traditions among tribes. Let me tell you something. For example, in Brazil, Amazon rainforest tribes living in the nude, and it's really interesting. Tell me about those kind of specific things among tribes.
Okay, there are different tribes and different customs, But one particular peculiar thing about my own tribe is that we have some seasons. We have one we call new. Do you know what a yam is? A yam.
Yam?
Is it Y-A-M?
Is it a type of fruit it's like a
like potato? It's like
potato,
but it's a bit bigger. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have something we call New Yam Festival. So this is a period whereby farmers, after harvesting the new yam, they throw a festival, like a celebration, yes, to thank the gods for giving them new good harvest, So they kind of bring out the yam, cook, and share with everybody. People come and eat and dance and have fun. Then we also have what we call, it's peculiar to my tribe. Once someone clocks the age 80 years, they like kind of hold this festival for the person to celebrate the person, like it's more like should I say like what's the word, like you're moving from a particular age group into another, like you've been younger and now you've clocked the age of 80 without passing away or having any ill health or just surviving amid this crazy country and crazy world. But you survived up to this age. So they throw a festival for you to celebrate you, and stuff like this. So mostly they kill a cow for you, give to the youth and to older men, and then you celebrate. So they usher you into a new era, in a sense. So most people do this.
And how many people in general reach that age?
Lots of people reach this age, but also lots of people die.
This must be something that you appreciate life so much that you celebrate someone's age at 80. Because the majority of people don't even make it up to there.
Exactly. Majority of people don't make it. But then this celebration is peculiar to the traditional people, those who put more focus on the traditional things, and with the arrival of Christianity, some people have shifted away from these customs into Christianity because they believe these customs are traditional, so they shouldn't mix Christianity with this. So some people have shifted away from it, but still, yeah, the older men, who are kind of like preserving the culture and the custom, still partake or still promote this festivity. It's just like how should I say it? Circumcision, female circumcision. You know this. In the past era, this used to be common. But with the arrival of Christianity and enlightenment, from the Western world, who are coming to see the dangers of things like this, and they're shifting away from it. But still, yeah, there are still some deep villages, in some secluded areas who still practice this,
Would you say
in a similar way.
Okay, let me hold you right there. So, is it correct that you're saying that traditions and customs are kind of dying, by Christianity?
In a way, yes.
Okay, and is there I don't know, the majority of people should be Christians, right?
Yeah, yeah. Majority are Christians, yes. Majority are Christians.
Or is it some I don't know, because tradition and culture are something that is always interesting to people, at least to the foreigners, and what I've noticed is that a lot of people are kind of switching, they're converting and they're becoming Christians and those kind of stuff. So the traditions, the customs, and the culture is kind of vanishing. Has the government done anything to preserve the cultural customs and the things you just mentioned? Do you have festivals like holidays in the city to just remind people who they were?
Okay, we don't have something like this in the cities, but we have things like this rural areas. In the rural areas we have things like this, but not in the city. People still celebrate these things, yes, but not in the city. In the city, everybody want to live the modern life, have a car, have a mansion, tag roads, take their kids to the best school. So those customs aren't really,
popular in the cities anymore.
Yes. But in schools, it's still being taught in schools. It's not really, if you want something to be preserved, it's not really about teaching them. It's about practicing them. So yeah.
It sounds so interesting. Yes. I've got a question about tribes. For example, in Brazil, tribes have a special events like some sort of carnivals, and also they have some sort of religious events. Tell me about the special events among tribes. They have something like carnivals.
Okay. Here too we have something similar to that, but should I call it carnival? Yeah, some tribes do have carnival, but not all tribes have experienced this. There's a tribe. I've never traveled to this tribe before. My whole life has been from Lagos to my state, Anambra, then to Ghana, and then back. I've never explored a lot in Nigeria, more other states in Nigeria. So I can't really say. But I know there are some tribes that have something similar to this, which you said Brazil celebrates. In the news, I do see them. But I don't really focus my attention to learn more about them, Yes, but we do have things like this as well in Nigeria. But, I've lived in Lagos most of my life. No, should I say most of my life? No, not most of my life, but then I've spent more time in Lagos than other places, So I know more things about Lagos. And Lagos don't have things like this a lot. Because it's like a mega city. Everybody here is like the center of all affairs. People from overseas coming to Nigeria, they come to Lagos. People living come to Lagos. The importations, everything is in Lagos. So this kind of carnivals are not here because for some people, they may not find it interesting and it may scare some people away, But things like this do happen, but it's not every day you see them. It's on rare occasions.
It's like a 1 year event that just once a year or maybe a couple of years. The circle is like this. Okay, interesting. Kenneth, let's get to the sweet topic of the government, the economy, and the politicians. Would you like to talk about it or not?
Yeah, we can talk about it a bit. I can share the little I know about them.
Um, tell me about the economy. I know the pandemic has hit everyone. The economy these days is not doing well. I get it. I'm talking about something general. Like if you would say the economy in your country,
Yeah.
uh, like I don't know, is it doing well or is it something like the recession's really high, the inflation high? I don't know. Tell me about the economy in your country.
Mm, I wouldn't say the economy is doing well, and I wouldn't say the economy is doing bad. Because when you read the reports in the papers, you get to hear, yeah, Nigeria is not doing bad, but then are the people living in the country feeling it? I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that's why
Let's
we're
let,
doing this. We're
let's
asking
let's
people
take
to get their opinion.
let's take for instance, I'm a rich person. I'm very rich, but then my family, nothing shows that they have someone in their family who is rich. They and I call
Yes,
myself
me
a
too.
rich man, yeah. Sorry, I had a call. The call came in. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Oh, yes.
I thought that's the internet connection. Great. So you were saying that the economy is not doing well and it's not doing bad. So, for instance, you would consider yourself a rich family, and then after that, it was frozen.
Mm. Okay, so I was like explaining. Let's say I'm a rich person, and I am the economy, and then I have people around me, my family, relatives, and friends. But these people, when you see them, there's nothing that shows that they have someone who is rich in the economy is. The economy is in between, but then the people in the country does not feel any benefit from it. What is the
Kenneth.
result? I mean, what brought corruption from those in politics? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great. Let me see because the internet connection seems to be okay. Could you speak now? Just repeat the last sentence. You said something about the corruption.
Yeah, I said the reason behind this is corruption from those in power.
Okay. Oh, the corruption.
That's the
Something
main
really all around the
reason.
world.
Yeah, it's all around the world, but then in some countries it's more severe than others.
I mean, I've talked to people, and the corruption is something undeniable. It's everywhere. You can't deny it. Like, there are some people who steal the money, but like, how much corruption are we talking about?
On a scale to on
Like,
a
for
scale of what?
example, if you want to say that, okay, so the corruption is so high that people are suffering, or is it just, I don't know, is it just destroying the economy?
Okay, let me put it this way. Um, there's corruption, yes, and it's severe. I mean, in every sector you feel this. You get to experience this in every sector. But it's been going on for years. It's been ongoing, and in a way, Nigeria has been tuned in a way that they, I don't know, they rise above it, and still find a way to, survive and be okay, and get the best out of the economy. I mean, with the pandemic, with the coronavirus situation, it hit the economy very hard, and it affected lots of things, jobs and businesses.
Pretty
Also,
much.
people are arriving. Come again?
It's pretty much the same all around the world. The pandemic has hit the economies all around the world. And it has hit the economy really tough, even in our country. You know what I'm like? Iran is a country which is the second most reserved oil or maybe the third most. I don't know. It's one of the top three. You know what I mean? We got lots of oil, but the pandemic has hit us. So the economy is not doing well, not doing great, but it's not doing bad as well. Interesting.
Yes, Ali, I think also we can ask also about technology and some stuff like this in your
That's
country.
first thing, not thing.
Because
Okay.
because we don't have a lot of information about Africa countries. Is there any modern factory, I don't know, some sort of information technology company is there?
Yes, we
Or
do have.
maybe, I don't know, automobile industry?
Yes, in Nigeria we do have one automobile industry, It's called Innoson Motors. This guy is a Nigerian and he manufactures the vehicles, automobiles in Nigeria. Although he do get
What
some
is the
of the
brand
parts.
name? Yes.
Innoson, Innoson.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You can search this on
they,
Google.
yes, they produce modern car like Tesla cars, BMW cars. Oh, great.
Yes, they do produce this. But then, they don't get support from the government. I don't know. Let me put it this way. The government always finds ways on how to, benefit, This guy produces vehicles, yes, and it's very modern. But then people don't really patronize him. They prefer patronizing cars from the Western world. And the government also like promote things like this just for them to find a way to, get some taxes,
Yeah,
back
to get
to their
money out of it.
exactly. And if some government will like put in more interest and invest more into this locally produced vehicles, and advance it, and it could be international, worldwide. But then they don't do this. They focus their energy on other things, on how to get more money into their own pockets. Yeah, sorry to say. Well, I think this is
Yes.
something that happens everywhere, but in Nigeria, it's like anybody acts like the government. People don't even want to talk about the government, because everybody is just focused on doing things for themselves. But if they rely on the government, things wouldn't be done. So everybody is focused on achieving things for themselves. That's why you see many Nigerians all over the world. They are so into business, and whatever they find themselves doing, they work with their whole strength. There are lots of African countries that are doing very great. Lots of African countries that are doing very great. South Africa is a typical example. It's a
Yeah.
very typical example. Yeah, and most tourists do go to South Africa. I think
Yeah.
That's
You
is the
guys
most in the
Olympics there, bro. You hold the
yeah.
Olympics, and it's like the most like exciting and expensive event a country can hold. And that's a huge thing. Because the vision we have. Let me come clean. The vision we have from Africa is basically what we've been told, by major streams like Hollywood and movies and those kind of stuff. Like it's like the countries are so poor that people live in misery, and there is no modern car, just an old vehicle moving around. And but I want to talk to more Africans, actually. You know what I'm like to see to see, like, okay, what's your country like? Tell me about the culture. And which brings up to the next question. There is someone from Nigeria, I guess you probably know, Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah. Yeah, he's a South African.
Yeah, he's a host, and he's doing a great job, and he's also a stand-up comedian, and he makes. Have you watched his videos?
Yeah, I do watch his videos sometimes.
Yeah, he's really funny. Uh, I mean, that's what he said. This is not me. In one of he says something about the Nigerian accent. Have you watched that?
Yeah, we have a peculiar accent in Nigeria. When you were asking me about the language, I wanted to say this to you. In as much as English is the official language and the language we learn in school, there is still another common language in Nigeria. Not everybody gets the opportunity to go to school.
Oh,
You know this. Yes. And these people, what language do they speak? There's also a general language that everybody speaks. This is the Nigerian English. That's with the accent you mentioned, and then the Nigerian Pidgin. I don't know if you've heard something like this, Pidgin English. It's like an English, but it's broken into bits.
yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so let's talk about the what was the name again? The pagan English?
Pidgin.
Pigeon English.
Pigeon English,
Okay,
yes.
the bird.
Not it sounds the same, but different spelling.
Okay, the pigeon English. Okay,
English.
so you say that nobody gets to go to school, right? Kenneth.
Oh,
So
the connection is interrupted.
okay, great. So that no one gets to go to school.
Some.
some people can't afford going to school.
Some people can't. Not well. There are government schools available, for them to go to. But for some people, they just don't want to go to school. They just want to involve themselves in farming and in the local trade.
Oh.
But Ali, I think Africa has a lot of great engineer things. For example, in our country, one of the most famous telecommunication company is MTN, MTN Iran Cell. Do you know
Okay.
MTN? And
We have it
is
here, yes.
yes, MTN, and it's from south of Africa, I think. And it
Yeah.
has a lot of branch in Turkey, in Qatar, I don't know, maybe in Saudi, in Iran, in all of Middle East. Uh, I think maybe there are a lot of something like this company in Africa, which has a lot of new technology, telecommunication company, and I think maybe the education system in some regions are so cool. It has a lot of high quality. Is that right?
Yes, very true.
But maybe in some regions, it's not that much. I
Yes.
don't know.
You're right.
Tell
You're
me
right.
about yes. Tell me about your education system.
Okay. Nigeria was colonized by the British. Yeah, so we use like the British system in a way. But then we don't write the same exam as the British. Only for those who want to school in UK, they have this special exam with the British curriculum in some schools that they write just to get admission into these schools. But regularly, we have the primary education. That's okay. We have the nursery education. That's 3 years. Then we have the primary. That's 6 years. Before the high school, that's also 6 years, making it 12 years of education before you proceed to the tertiary or the university, whichever way you call it. But then in West Africa, we have something we call ECOWAS.
And what's
And
that?
it's like just like European Union.
Oh.
We have something we call ECOWAS, that's Economic Community of West African States, where they come together to enjoy free trade and free movement within West Africa. So we have a special exam we call West African Exam Council. They set up exam for those in primary education before they move to the secondary and then to the university. So like there's a collective effort with the education system. But our education system it's not that bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's bad because come on, I school in Africa and I wouldn't say I'm a bad person myself. And so this same thing applies to everybody. But the only con in this is that the education system isn't valued in some outside countries. That is why
Yeah.
most Africans move to the Western world or some other countries for education to get their knowledge and then bring it back to advance themselves and get other opportunities out there in the job market.
Makes sense, because this also happens. But let me tell you something, about our country now. This is actually something I just want to ask you too. A lot of people in my country, they just study really hard, and they're just simply thinking about the immigration because of the economy is not doing well. There aren't that many job opportunities because of the recession, the inflation, and all this kind of stuff. And there are also other things that make people immigrate. How about immigration in your country, like Nigeria? Is it a thing that like the majority of young people tend to immigrate, or no, they prefer to just come back and build the country?
They tend to immigrate. Why?
So,
Because most Nigerians, there isn't lots of job in Nigeria. And even if you see a job, it's like you say, corruption. You have to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody
you know a
to
guy who
get the
knows
job.
a guy who knows a
Yeah,
guy who knows a guy.
exactly. Connection for you to get a good job. But if you don't have this, you just get a regular job with less. But for those from my
I love
tribe, they
connection.
don't
I love
focus on
connection.
this.
Bro,
They
bro, bro,
just
bro.
go into business.
I love connection. We were talking
Okay.
about that you have to have connections to get the job.
Yes. Yeah, or if you don't have the connection, you have to settle for the regular jobs with less pay. But for some people, especially those from my tribe, Igbo, they focus in business. When they try, job is not coming forth, they go straight into business, buying and selling. And they make it very big, They start from small and they do the menial business, selling of clothes, selling of fabrics, making of footwear and stuff like this. Before you know it, they are and having much more income and then proceed to go international, traveling to Dubai, China, and importing lots of this into the country. Many big importers in Nigeria today, they all started as businessmen, a small scale businessmen, and they grew. And most of these people, they never went to school. That's one funny thing. Most of them only finished primary education. Most of them can't.
Would it surprise you if I tell you this is the same, in our country? Like there are some super multi-millionaires that they haven't been to school, not even once in their life. And they exactly what you said. They started off as a small shop assistant, and now they have like mega malls in the capital.
That's really impressive. This is something I always encourage people to do. I mean, if you go to school, you finish university, and you're looking for a job, and the job is not forthcoming, don't settle or don't sit at home. Try and start something. Start from small. Something I use myself as a typical example. I dropped out of school, when I was younger because the family had no money to, pay for fees and stuff. I was so pissed off. I got mad at my dad. We had some fights and things like this. But then one day I started and I asked myself, Kenneth, what will happen to your life if you just money for school, So I didn't wait. I stood up, roamed the whole street looking for. I went to the first. Well, I said, well, I don't have any qualification. What kind of job can I get? And what kind of job can I do? So I looked back and said, yeah, you've helped before with your mom in a restaurant, so you can do something like this. So I went in. I think I was 16 years old. Yes. So I went in the streets. I saw a bar. I went in to apply. I'm looking for a job. The woman said, yeah, I can't employ you. I only employ ladies. At first I was hurt, but I didn't give up. I proceeded to the next bar and then I got the job. I worked three days a week. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 4 p.m.
How old are you now?
Okay, I'm 25. I'll be 26 this year.
Oh, great. And I forgot to ask, what's your qualification?
Okay, I don't have a degree. I just have a certification.
You said that you didn't give up and you were looking for more job opportunities and stuff like that.
Yes. And I was also looking for a way to advance myself education-wise, because in Nigeria, I don't know about other African countries. I think the minimum criteria for a job is that you must have a qualification, at least a degree, if not something close to a degree, if not a higher diploma, at least a degree for you to get a job aside other qualifications. But I never had the opportunity to finish my high school, much less go to tertiary for the degree. So I had to start from somewhere. So I started doing some computer courses, software. I wasn't good with software stuff. I was like, I can't do this. But at least I had the knowledge on how to use the system and how to operate some software. But when it comes to coding, I'm not good in this, So I pushed that one side.
Bro, guess who's really good at coding?
The guy down there with the cap, I know. I can see from his face.
Right.
I've got another interesting question. Let me ask, let's talk about interesting things, I think Africa has a lot of athletes, and especially runners. Africa land has a lot of great runners. Is that right?
Yes.
Tell me about favorite sports in your country.
The most common sports in my country, I think it's football. It's football.
Really?
Soccer. Yes. Because everybody you see, they play football. The street corners, in the park, even in the compound, in the apartments. You see kids playing football in the apartments. Even on hard grounds, they play football. It's something very, very common with Nigeria. But when it comes to other athletes, sports, we are not really into this, But some people do those, like swimming, tennis, and other things. People do it, but the main focus is football,
How about running?
Running in Nigeria, we do this, but it's not very, very common, But when it comes to Olympics, Nigeria, they also contest. But the main focus when it comes to sports in Nigeria is soccer.
Where is Usain Bolt from?
Usain Bolt is not from Nigeria. He's from, I think, it's from an African country. Give me a minute. Usain Bolt. I think Tanzania, but I'm not sure.
Tanzania.
Yeah, I think so. Usain Bolt.
Yes. Interesting.
No. He's from Jamaica.
Oh, he's. I don't know. I'm too lazy to Google it up. I'll Google it meeting.
Yes. And we have asked about food. How about drinks? Tell me about most favorite drinks in your country. And I'm sure your land has a lot of unique fruit. Is that right?
Yes. We have lots of fruits, unique fruits.
Yes. Tell me about that.
Yeah, and most of the fruits we have here, they export them to Europe, especially pineapple. I have a friend who lives in Europe, and he's a chef anyway. So one time he showed me a fruit that was pineapple, and I said, "Where did you get this from?" He said, "Well, it was an export from Ghana." I was like, I never knew export fruits to other European countries. I was impressed. We have mango. There are some fruits that does not really grow in other countries, but it grows in Africa. There's this fruit
mango.
We call mango. Yeah.
What it looks like?
Mango.
Because I never test that. Yes. What it looks like? Is
Really?
it like what it looks like? Is it look like apple or
No.
I don't know, orange?
In a way, it's oval shaped,
Reza?
sometimes round. It's oval shaped, sometimes round, and sometimes it's green outside, but it's always yellow inside with a big seed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we have
really, it's not a food which is really common in our country. I know that it's probably exported from the other countries, but yes. I'm pretty sure, Reza, you've seen it. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
This is the mango, and it's really common in African countries. Am I right?
Very common in African countries. Very, very common. And sometimes, some houses. Yes, this is a mango.
Oh yes. Yes, I ate a lot of this. Yes, but I didn't know the name. Yes, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
How about drinks? Tell me about favorite drinks.
Yeah, we have local drinks. We have alcohol, we have wine, we have spirits, and we have locally made drinks as well. Drinks we make from plants. There is this plant that we pluck, we dry, and we boil. And we boil it with pineapple. And then use the juice for a drink. We call it zobo.
Zobo?
Zobo. Can you Google this and share the screen? Let's see.
How does it taste like? It must be something like, I don't know. How does it taste?
Well, it's.
I know it's difficult to describe a taste, but
it's a mixture of different things. It's a mixture of pineapple. Pineapple.
What if I came to your country and you would offer me something really unique? You know what I mean? Like a drink that I wouldn't be able to find in any other countries. Do you have such a thing? Like, do you have some sort of drink that is really unique to your country?
Palm wine.
Kenneth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We have this drink called palm wine.
Oh, palm wine.
Yeah, it's a wine from the palm tree.
Oh, okay.
It's a natural drink anyway, so people do go climb up to the palm tree and then make a hole and fix a gallon close to it to tap the juice out of it. It contains a high level of alcohol anyways, but it's very tasty.
Fantastic. Okay, another question. Tell me about favorite movie streams, TV shows, and stuff like this in your country.
We have the movie industry here. We call it Nollywood. I think
Nollywood?
Yes, Nollywood. I think it's the second largest in the world.
Oh, yes.
Nollywood. Let me
Oh,
Google
but
that.
I heard just Hollywood and Bollywood, but I never heard of Nollywood.
Do you
Okay,
have
it's
Netflix?
so interesting.
Do you have Netflix?
No, no, but we had a lot of conversation with people from all around the world, Europe
Okay.
countries, American countries, all of them always saying we just use American streams like Netflix, Disney Plus, Halo, and some sort of like this. But your guys, you have your stream like Nollywoods, and it sounds so interesting.
Okay.
Tell me about famous actor and actress in
All
that
right.
industry.
Okay. This will take some few moments. Um, we have the local streaming service in Nigeria, where you get to see lots of Nigerian movies, and some other countries as well attached to it. But then, if you have Netflix, some of these movies are being streamed in Netflix. Netflix sometimes buy the right to these movies and then showcase them on Netflix. So if you have Netflix and you search through, you'll see different African movies, and majority of them are from Nigeria. And we have good actors as well, top actors, the likes of Genevieve Naji, Ramsey Noah, a lot of them. So this Nollywood industry is not just a local industry; it's something that's international. And last year, one of the movies was nominated for an Oscar,
Oh,
Lionheart.
wow.
But then
Oh,
the movie didn't win because apparently they said the movie, like they didn't
what is the name of movie?
Lionheart.
Lionheart.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
line is that a Nollywood production?
Yes.
Oh wow, you guys
You've seen
got
the movie? You've seen the movie?
yeah, the Lionheart,
no, I didn't.
like the Lion King, yeah.
No, not the
What
Lion King. No, not the Lion King.
what was the name again? Sorry,
Lionheart.
Lionheart.
Yes.
Lionheart.
Wait, let me
Okay.
check if I can find it here and share the screen. Okay, yeah. It was okay. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now. Share screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this is Lionheart.
I have to watch it. Yes.
Yes, you have to. You have to watch it. It's really quite
Yes,
interesting.
absolutely. Great, great. Tell me about musicians and singers in your country. Who is the most famous singers in your country?
Well, not just one.
Maybe I can guess. I can guess.
Okay.
Some sort of rap singers. Is that right?
Should I say rap singers? Hmm. When it comes to music taste, everybody and what they like. We have the Afrobeat. I don't know if you've heard of it before, the Afrobeats, There's this new song from Ed Sheeran. You know Ed Sheeran?
No, I don't.
The guy who sang
Yes, Ed Sheeran. Yes, yes, I know him. Ed
Who?
Sheeran. I
Ed
think it's a
Sheeran,
European singer. Is that right?
American.
Yes,
Canadian one.
American. Sorry, I'm not a big fan of musicians. Sorry.
Okay, so he released a new song, and the song featured some artists from Nigeria, Tiwa
Oh,
Savage. I don't know if you know Tiwa Savage.
no, sorry, I don't.
Yeah. But anyway, she's popular, but maybe you can search for her later on. But we have popular musicians, and these musicians, they are already collaborating with foreign Western singers as well and making. Okay, for instance, the Lion King, Lion King, the movie, the
Yeah.
album from Beyonce, Lion King album, Black is King.
Yes.
You heard of it, Black is King. Most of the artists in this song, they were Nigerians.
I didn't know that.
Yes, most of them are Nigerians. If you did watch them, lots of them are Nigerians, and South African as well, all together. Brown Skin Girl. I don't know if you know that song. There is a guy that was singing. He's Nigerian, Wizkid. So we do have lots of good artists, and they are doing very well, collaborating with other artists in other countries and making good music. We do have rap music. We have Afro. The most common one is Afrobeats, not rap. Afrobeats. A song that features a bit of the pidgin English, and some local language all mixed together with heavy beats, that's very danceable. If you're someone who's always on the internet, you notice some African dances, with some moves and shakes and stuff like this, Those songs that sings on the background, these are African songs.
Could you share some of those? Because it's probably so difficult for us to find some of those music that you just mentioned. So if just share some of the songs that you Afro beats, you said, right?
Okay, should I show a sound to you?
Could you send me the link, like a YouTube link?
Okay, I can send you a link.
Awesome, because I wanna check that out. I'm a huge fan of hip hop.
Okay.
It is really huge in our country, and I just want to know more about the music taste in your country.
Okay. So give me a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna send one to you right now. Okay, I just sent a link. I just sent a link now to just one song from YouTube.
Right. Awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wrap it up. I gotta go in like 10 minutes, bro. I really enjoyed. I don't want to leave, honestly. This is my first time having conversation with an African, and I already liked it. Honestly, I really like the way that you people are so welcome, so humble and down to earth. Listen, I was just wondering that I don't see many Africans communicating like with people of the other countries. I mean, yes, you have Trevor Noah, the guy. He's doing a great job. He's trying to get people to know African culture. But you guys don't get like, I don't know, a huge audience to talk to. And
Come again?
You don't get to I don't know, because I haven't seen many Africans around the world talking about their culture.
Okay.
At least in my country, a lot of people don't know what is African culture. It's not really, it's so underknown in our country. You know what I'm like? A lot of people are not still aware of what's going on in Africa. They have this vision, they have this image of Africa as a desert,
as a forest with people, walking barefoot there, wearing animal skin,
Exactly. You know what? And I don't know. I'm really looking forward to having another talk, bro. But I should also know what you think. You know what I mean? I've talked to people from Morocco. Actually, I have a good friend from Morocco. Hey, buddy, watching. Hi, Hamza. Got you, buddy. I've talked to people from Morocco, and I've seen some videos. We were video calling, and he showed me around. But not any other cities, not any other countries. What do you think? Would you like to talk more about the country, the culture, and those kind of stuff? Because I'm an English teacher. I have students, and my friend and I here, Reza, we are creating a community, an international community. We have Kenneth, can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay. We have friends, students, and teachers from all around the world, from Russia, and you just name it, like from every corner. And we are also creating content for our website. You know what I mean? Okay. Reza is doing the science, the technical thingy, and
I saw your last video where you were speaking with the other teacher from Brazil, and you spoke about something like this. the guy with the beard.
Yeah. I think people would be really interested to know more about Africa, and honestly, you actually, I want to hear more about your culture, even your family, like the stories. Sure. So what do you say? Would you like to join us?
Sure, I'm welcome to participate. You have me already. And I want to say something. You mentioned that you spoke to your friend from Morocco. We don't consider Morocco as part of Africa. You know why? Because they are very close to the Western world, their lifestyle and everything. I don't think they're Africans, in as much as they are in the African continent, but I don't think they're Africans. Morocco, Tunisia, Egypt, I think they are all far away from Africa, in as much as they are still in the same continent, but they are so close to the Western world. And probably the reason why you've not heard much about Africa is because African culture, you can't really explain it. You have to be here to experience it for yourself to better understand how it is. If I'm to explain it to you.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Don't you think it's because of the laziness that African people don't like? I mean, I've never lived in America, but I've seen movies, tons of movies, and everywhere you go, there is an American talking about the culture and the hamburger. So the thing here is that I know, if you really want to get the most out of a culture, you should live there. But I never lived in America, but I know so much about the culture.
Do you know why?
Because people are talking about it.
And aside people talking about it, you see them in the movies, and some of their food and some of their, their things, you have them in your country, due to export and import, in your country, and you get to use things from them. So in a way, they are all over the whole place, But when it comes to African things, it's very limited. If I give you, let's say for instance, we have the local bead. Look, now I'm putting on the watch. This is non-African. Okay. This is foreign. Now let's say I bring in.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Yes, you're right to some extent. But I was talking to my American friend, and he was explaining Easter. He was explaining, we don't have Easter in our country.
We have it here. We have it in Nigeria.
No, I mean, in my case, we don't have Easter in my country. We don't have Halloween in my country. But people, they know so much about it because everyone's talking about the events, the events, the holidays, and all those kind of stuff. But not so many Africans.
Okay. Well, we can start something.
Yeah,
I'm open to it.
Because it's really interesting, and trust me, there are so many people who are willing to know. They want to know more about your culture, and I've told you, it's the website is also designed to teach people how to speak English. You know what I mean? It's like they get to know each other and they talk about the culture, like just what we're doing here. But it's also a way to introduce people to the different cultures. You know what I mean? That's gonna help. And I'm so glad, bro, that you're gonna join us. We're gonna fix another session, and we're gonna talk more about the Africa. But for now,
yes,
I gotta go.
All right. This is actually my
first time. It was really nice to meet you.
Any questions, bro? Would you like to ask anything?
No, I just want to show appreciation. This is actually my first time in a session like this. I've never done something like this before. Aside the one Primo did about the weather. I don't know if you saw that video. Yeah. So this is actually the first session where I have a live conversation with people about topics like this. And I'm really happy to be here for the invite.
Great. Thank you so much.
Nice of you, bro. Keep it up. We're going to keep in touch. And for now, keep safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Stay safe.